G'day again everyone. This is the second video in the first 3D print series. Last video I drew this heart-shaped cookie cutter. Looks fantastic, and it's ready to go. So I just wanted to show you, you don't necessarily have to draw the heart-shaped one. This is a garbage truck that I drew for my 5-year-old son. And because he loves garbage trucks, so it's still the same sort of extrude. You draw it, 2mm on one side, 2mm on the other side, extrude it out 30mm, put a little bit of a bit more around the top, and then chamfer on the inside, fillets around the outside just to round it off, and that's about it. So you can do any type of shape, just a 2D shape though. The cookies probably aren't going to come out this detail, but he loved it when he saw it, so that was what it was for. So here's our heart-shaped one. When I'm ready, when I'm happy with it, okay, remember in Onshape everything automatically saves. All you have to do is come down here to the plus. Oh, whoops, not down to the plus. Right click on your Part Studio, go to Export, and then Part Studio 1, give it a name that makes a bit more sense. Format is important. All of these are different formats, but STL is the standard for 3D printing, so you need to save it as .stl or STL here. All this other stuff is fine. Yep, just leave it as download, and don't have to worry about this because you've only got one thing, so click OK. You'll see that it wants to save it. Save it there, and it's saved. Alright, so now what we need to do is open up our CAM software. So this is CAD, Computer Aided Design, Onshape. And then we need to go to our 3D printing software. Now this, if you're in the class, I've got this on USB sticks. I'll give it to you. You just load it up. The 3D printers that we've got are FlashForge Adventurer 3s. So this software here will help you print on your Adventurer 3. Just go in and where do we want to go? Machine information. Whoops. Oh, actually, no, we don't want to do that. You can drag and drop your drawing in. So if I find mine, I can't find it on my desktop at the moment. Oh, there it is there. I can just drag it in. Or you can come up here, go File, Load File, and find it in there. But I'll leave it here for now. So you'll notice that the drawing that I've done is laying down here. Now, where it's blue underneath means it's sitting on what they call the bed in a 3D printer. So that's good. If yours isn't like that, we'll go through a few steps that'll show you how you can do it. So this is here. Just make sure that yours says Adventurer 3 series. That's the printer that we're using. I was looking for how to change the machine and I just can't seem to see it at the moment. Preferences. Let's turn that off. Okay. I will write somewhere and I'll let you know where it is because it came up for me at the start of what it was. Alright, so get rid of that. Basically what you want to do is just work your way down here, and once you've done that then you can click this start slicing button. So the view is just basically how you want to see it. So you might want to see it from the top. That's it. Hold right mouse button and then you can zoom around. Hold left and you can pan around. Um, and that's basically how you move around and see things. This move, so you have to click the model. I usually like to click on platform and center. Sometimes you don't want things centered if you're trying to print more than one thing at a time, but in our case we're just doing one at a time, so click center on platform. Um, rotate. With mine, you can see that it's put um, the the top on the bottom. That's what we want. We actually want to print like that. But if yours is different, you can change yours. So if you have a look here, you'll see we've got X, Y, and Z. Sorry for the maths, but this is just like your graphs in maths. So you can, it's easier just to change it here, and to be honest, usually I stuff it up the first time, so I just press it again. So you can see that if I click that, it goes around. It doesn't really do much for us. And you can see if I press Y that it's flipped it up 180 degrees if I click it twice. So for mine, I would just click that twice. You can move it, um, you know, by holding these and sort of going around and doing all this fancy stuff, but it just makes it harder. If yours is like this, um, don't worry about that. Just click here on platform center. Whoops, and just undo. Control Z seems to be fixing it. Um, yes, so that's how you fix that. There will be a way to change it, but it's just harder. I suggest don't use the wheels if you want to do something, that you actually use these, but even then, I don't think we need to worry about it. Just use the 90-degree buttons for now. Scale, if yours is too big, you can change the scale. I usually like to do it by percent in this instance, although if you're trying to be very specific, you can do sizes. So if I made this 50%, so half the size, and left uniform scaling on, it would be half the size. Obviously, I don't want to do that. So, well, that's huge. If I click maximum, it'll go to the maximum size that it can do. Again, our best friend is undo and get it back to normal. You can always, if you get really stuck, click it, press delete, and then go file new, bring it back in again and start again. Cut. Um, this is a really good feature, but it's not one we're going to use right now. I might explain that a different time if you wanted to split something in two, print it separately and then glue it together later. It's a bit hard to explain, but that's basically what happens. Duplicate, if you want to make more than one of something, you can do it in the slicer. The slicer, the 3D printer software, the CAM software, so this software tells the 3D printer where to move the nozzle to get this shape. That's basically what it does. It's generally called a slicer or slicing software. You'll see why in a second. Um, but when I say slicer, I'm referring to this software here. And this, our one that we're using is called FlashPrint. Auto layout, if you're doing more than three things, you can, or more than one thing, you can just chuck them all in, press auto layout, and it will lay it out all for you. It is very powerful software. It's very good. Supports is something I'll go into in a different video because it is important, but we're not one of the reasons why the cookie cutter is such a good project to start with is you don't need supports. Supports can get quite complicated. Um, Wiping tower, I actually don't even know what this is, so let's just skip it. Multi-machine control. In industry, it's not common, but some industries, they 3D print things, like that's their business, and you can control more than one printer at a time with this. So I could, send this off to 50 printers if I was going to try and sell heart-shaped cookie cutters. Um, I don't know anyone who wants to buy 50, but if I did, I could do that. And don't worry about Connect Machine. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our machine. So once you've had a play around and gone down there and it looks good, check for that blue section down the bottom and make sure it's centered. Click Start Slicing. Alright, so I've got my machine here, I've already set it here. It should come up with a Ventura 3 series. If yours doesn't, we'll need to check. Just let me know, or I'll write something in the comments or something like that. Nozzle size, standard, leave all this stuff. Alright, for our print, it's fine. There's only one thing that we really might do here, and you might be in basic mode so you don't see this. Just leave all this stuff. This is fine. If you come down here and click expert mode, we're going to go to this raft. Now a raft is a support, like the 3D printer actually prints the support. So it doesn't just print the thing, it also prints like a little foundation for the thing so it doesn't move around. Now I'm not sure if it's best to leave it on or take it off. When I printed mine, I think I ended up taking the rafts off. So I'm going to click no, but if it's a problem, we can always put this thing again, run through the process again, and just leave it on yes. Alright, all this stuff, just leave it for now. If there's an issue, we'll come back and fix it. Alright, now we're going to click slice. It's going to do its thing. Just to show you what happens here, I'm going to click slice preview. So these lines here are the lines that the machine's going to make. So this line around the outside here is like a test line that it'll do to start with. So the machine will come around here first and then it will start in there. You can have a play around with the layers. So this is layer 1, that's the first thing it's going to do. Then layer 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. You can see how it's going to do the inside of the layers. It's not going to fill them in completely. It's going to save material and time by just doing these supports here, and it automatically works that out for you. And you see it goes up, it starts filling it in, and then it starts going up and up and up, and then the chamfer at the end, and then that's it. Fantastic. So we're going to click up here, save to local, and we're just going to save it here. I've got my thing in here. We need to save it to a USB because that's how the printer is going to get the information. If you come up here, you can see name file, how many hours it's going to take, and the estimated material is about 6.7 meters. So you can actually know, have I got enough material on this reel, or do I need to change it before I print this? Which is fantastic. And that is about it. If you have any other questions, please come and ask me, or put them in the chat, or um, email me, or however you contact me, and I'll do my best to answer them. In the next video, we're going to be at the 3D printer and we're going to print this. I'll just show you exactly. You'll see it warts and all if it's a mistake or if not. So I'll see you there.